What happened? What happened? You didn't have to make a straightforward remake again, and you still found a way to fuck it up, man. Really? Yes, I'm getting my one curse out of the way. One curse per video thing out of the way right now, because otherwise I'd be screaming the entire video, just like I did to see the Chucky review. But trust me when I say this movie's not worth that. It's not worth my anger. It's just bitterly disappointing. So let's just waste no time and dive right in. This is going to be a short review. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Animation Station. Welcome back to 31 Days of Horror, Revenge of 31 Days of Horror, whatever. And as you can see, I'm not wearing the mask, because this piece of crap doesn't deserve it. Let's talk about the disappointment that is Pet Semetary Bloodlines. Pointless. Completely and utterly freaking pointless. You had the opportunity to make a Pet Semetary movie that's not another remake. But you still found a way to fail. How do you do that? Is it like the worst horror movie ever made or anything? No, but it's so generic and forgettable that it's not even worth existing. In the words of Cody Leach, it's completely lifeless. It's lifeless and pretty much entirely pointless. It's just streaming filler for spooky season. And even then, it's not worth your time. The acting is very subpar. The kills, while super gory, are not very creative or impressive. The atmosphere is garbage. The scares are terrible. The writing is hit or miss. However, it does have... The characters are decent, I'll give it that. The characters are decent. The set design's okay. The effects are fine. It's still shot competently, and it's still directed competently. But outside of that, this is so freaking disappointing that it's not even worth existing. Like, at least with the remake, I could see what they were trying to do. They were trying to do something unique and stand out from the original. Whereas this was just boring and not worth existing. You know, just like the freaking horrible Exorcist movie that just came out. And no, I'm not reviewing it. I've sat through enough terrible movies this year, thank you. But I don't even know why this movie was even made, outside of the purpose of just having filler on the streaming service for people to watch in October. And like I said, even then, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your time. It's generic, lifeless, and pointless. Like, just don't bother. Here's my written review. Wow, what a freaking disappointment. They could have really made something unique and interesting to revitalize interest in the franchise, but instead what we get is lifeless streaming service filler that didn't even need to exist. Even for spooky season, it's just not worth your time. There's worse horror movies out there, absolutely, but I recommend you just skip it and stick with the original. Just watch the original. Just go watch the original. Don't watch the remake, and don't watch this. Neither are worth your time. And only watch Pet Semetary 2 if you want something so bad it's good. Outside of that, stick with the original. And because of that, this gets a final verdict of a damning 4 out of 10. And pretty much a guaranteed spot in my most disappointing list. Right up there with Saw X. At least with Saw X, it was still a very good movie. This isn't even average. It's below average. It's boring. It's cliche. It's generic. And it's not entertaining at all. It has some effort being put in, but none of that is being shown on screen. None of it. Just don't bother. It's not terrible, but don't bother. That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time when we conclude our look through of the Chucky franchise with Cults of Chucky. And yes, I'm saying conclusion because I refuse to review or acknowledge the remake. Because of all the horrible crap that movie even had to... that studio had to do just to get that movie even made in the first place. outright insulting the people that created the freaking movie in the first place. Yeah, screw you, Lionsgate. But I'll see you next time for Cult of Chucky. Later.